On the day I buried my mother, my wife threw my belongings onto our lawn like garbage. I'm David Harrison, 68 years old. I stood there in my funeral suit, watching my tools scattered in the grass, and said, "All right then." Then I walked away to the house she didn't know I owned. But let me start from the beginning, because this story spans 43 years, 8 months of careful planning, and one afternoon that changed everything. If you're listening from somewhere far away, drop your city in the comments so I can see how far this has traveled. And stay with me until the end. My name is David Harrison. I'm 68 years old. For most of my life, I've been what people call just a construction guy. The kind of guy Margaret's friends at the country club whispered about when they thought I couldn't hear. You know how she married beneath herself, how a nurse could do so much better than some contractor with dirt under his fingernails. Margaret Harrison thought I was just muscle and sweat. That was her first mistake. Her last mistake was throwing my things on the lawn while I was 300 miles away holding my dying mother's hand. 43 years ago, in 1981, I met Margaret at the emergency room. I was 25, had just fallen off some scaffolding and cracked my ribs. She was 22, working night shift as a nurse, trying to pay her way through some advanced program. Margaret was pretty smart, ambitious, had this way of looking at you like she was figuring out if you were worth her time. I was a foreman then, running crews for Thompson Construction. Made decent money, had my own truck, figured I was doing all right for a guy whose dad worked factory his whole life. When Margaret agreed to go out with me, I felt like I'd won something. Her family was different. Margaret's mother, Helen Richardson, was 46 then, worked as a medical office manager, talked about professional people and making something of yourself. The first time I went to their house, Helen looked at my work boots and said, "Oh, you're one of those hands-on types," like I was something she'd stepped in. But Margaret seemed to like that I was different from the college boys she usually dated, said I was real and dependable. When I proposed after 2 years with my grandmother's diamond ring, she said yes. We had a small wedding. Helen made sure to seat my construction buddies at the back tables. The first few years weren't bad. I was building my own contracting business, working 12-hour days. Margaret finished her nursing program, got pregnant with Brad 2 years after the wedding, then Nancy 18 months later. Helen appeared the day we brought Brad home from the hospital. "Well," she said, "looking at our baby boy, at least he's got Margaret's brains. That's something." Margaret wasn't there to hear it. She was at some medical conference. She was always at conferences. "You need to stop that construction nonsense," Margaret told me when Brad was 6 months old. "It's embarrassing. Dr. Torres says his wife manages his practice finances. That's what I should be doing, managing something professional." Dr. Kevin Torres was this orthopedic surgeon at the hospital where Margaret worked. Smooth talker, expensive suits, the kind of guy who called everyone buddy but never meant it. Margaret talked about him a lot. How smart he was, how successful, how he really understood the medical field. "I like building things," I said. "I'm good at it. But you could be so much more. Why settle for manual labor when you could have a real career?" I kept building anyway. By our 10th anniversary, Harrison Construction was pulling in $200,000 a year. Good money for the early 90s. But Margaret had moved to managing Dr. Torres's practice billing. Said it was more intellectually challenging than nursing. By our 20th anniversary, I'd learned to stay quiet about work. Margaret would roll her eyes when I mentioned job sites, change the subject when I talked about the guys on my crew. At Helen's birthday parties, she'd introduce me as David. He does construction work, with this little smile that made it sound like I picked up trash for a living. The thing about being dismissed is that people stop watching what you do. They assume you're not smart enough to notice things, to understand things. That was their mistake. 8 years ago, when I was 60, everything started clicking into place. Not all at once. These things never happen all at once. It started with paperwork Margaret left on the kitchen counter. Billing records from Dr. Torres's practice. I was drinking coffee, minding my own business when I saw the numbers. Medicare claims for procedures that didn't make sense. Hip replacements billed as complex revisions. Simple knee scopes charged as full reconstructions. I'd been around long enough to know when numbers didn't add up. In construction, if your materials cost more than your estimate, somebody's stealing. This felt the same. I started paying attention. Really paying attention. Margaret would come home from late billing sessions at Dr. Torres's office, but her car would be warm like she'd been driving around. She'd talk about optimizing revenue streams and maximizing insurance reimbursements. Started carrying a second phone, claimed it was for patient emergencies. One Tuesday morning, that phone buzzed during breakfast. Text message preview. "Last night was incredible. When can we do that again? Kevin. I watched Margaret grab the phone, saw her face go red. Patient emergency, she said, not looking at me. Dr. Torres needs me at the office. I sat at that kitchen table for an hour after she left, staring at my coffee. Something clicked in my head, not broke. Clicked, like a lock turning. I called Jennifer Walsh, my oldest friend from the construction business. She'd started doing bookkeeping for contractors after she retired. Jennifer had been telling me for years that Margaret didn't respect me, that I should stand up for myself. Jenny, I said when she answered, I think Margaret's been cheating on me. Silence. Then, David, honey, I've been waiting 15 years for you to open your eyes. How much have you actually seen? I told her about Kevin, about the late nights, about the billing records that didn't make sense, about how small Margaret made me feel, how stupid, how invisible. Jenny listened until I ran out of words. David, you're not stupid. You've been surviving. But now you need to decide, what are you going to do about it? I don't know what I can do. Margaret handles all our money. She says, I don't understand finances. Horse shit. You run a construction business. You understand money better than most people. You just let her convince you otherwise. She was right. I'd been letting Margaret tell me I was too dumb to understand our finances for 20 years. Time to find out what she'd been hiding. The next 2 years were the hardest and most liberating of my life. I started documenting everything. Every late night, every unexplained expense, every lie. Took photos of documents with my phone. Opened my own bank account at a different credit union. Started skimming cash from job sites, 50 or 100 here and there. But my real education came from Sam Brooks. Sam was 72, retired contractor who lived down the road. Old school guy who'd built half the developments in our county. One day I was working in my garage and Sam walked over. David, he said straight out, your wife's playing you for a fool, you know that, right? Turned out Sam had been watching for years. Saw Margaret's car at Dr. Torres's office on Sundays when the practice was closed. Saw them at restaurants across town where they thought nobody would recognize them. Listen, Sam said, I've seen this before. Women who think their husbands are too dumb to figure things out. Sometimes they're right. But you're not dumb, David. You're just not thinking like a businessman about your own marriage. Sam taught me things I should have known years ago. How to track assets, how to understand financial statements, how to document everything for legal purposes. He loaned me books about forensic accounting, asset protection, divorce law. First rule, he said, separate your money from theirs. You're going to need resources. I did. Started depositing cash in my secret account. 200, 500, sometimes 1,000 at a time. Money from side jobs Margaret didn't know about. Within 18 months, I had 45,000 saved up. Second rule, Sam said, document everything. Every asset, every account, every lie. I started taking pictures of documents when Margaret was out. Tax returns she had me sign without reading. Bank statements from accounts I'd never seen. Property deeds for something called Highland Medical Holdings LLC, registered to Helen Richardson. Third rule, Sam said, build your exit strategy. That's when I bought the house. Little place in Oakwood, 25 miles from our neighborhood. Different county entirely. Used my construction connections, paid cash. Put it under Harrison Property Development LLC. Cost me $85,000, but it was mine. Margaret never knew. I spent Saturdays fixing it up, told Margaret I was playing poker with the guys, painted, did electrical work, made it livable. Started moving tools and personal stuff there bit by bit. Built myself a workshop in the garage better than anything I'd had at home. The evidence kept piling up. Highland Medical Holdings owned 3 commercial properties worth millions. Margaret and Helen had been funneling money through shell companies for over a decade. The Medicare billing fraud was systematic, phantom procedures, up-coded surgeries, patients charged for treatments they never received. I documented everything. Every false claim, every hidden asset, every forged document. Built a case that would make any prosecutor salivate. By the time I turned 65, I had my own place, 67,000 in my secret account, and a growing file of evidence. Margaret was stealing money through the medical practice. Dr. Torres was committing Medicare fraud, and Helen was helping them hide assets worth over $16 million. But I still wasn't ready to make my move. These things take time. You get one shot at something like this, you better make it count. Margaret never suspected anything. Why would she? I was just the dumb construction guy who couldn't balance a checkbook. When she looked at me, she saw someone who posed no threat, someone who would never be smart enough to outmaneuver her. That was the mistake that would cost her everything. The call came on a Thursday in March. Hospice nurse from back home in Ohio. Mr. Harrison, it's about your mother. Catherine took a turn for the worse. Doctor thinks you should come soon. My mother, my tough, sharp, no-nonsense mother who'd raised 4 kids after Dad died young. Who'd scraped together money to help me buy my first truck. Who'd told me a dozen times over the years that Margaret looked at me like I wasn't good enough for her. I drove straight home, threw some clothes in a bag. Margaret was at the office, probably at some hotel with Kevin. I left her a voicemail. My mother's dying. I'm going to Ohio. I'll be back when I can. She called back an hour later while I was driving. How long will you be gone? I don't know, Margaret. My mother is dying. Right? But we have the hospital gala Saturday night. It's important for the practice. Dr. Torres is expecting us. I pulled over on the highway and stared at my phone. My mother was dying, and Margaret was worried about some party with her boyfriend. Go without me, I said, and hung up. Mom lasted 6 days. 6 days of sitting by her bed, talking about everything we should have talked about years ago. She told me about her own marriage, about how she'd learned to hide money from my father when he was drinking. Showed me a coffee can under her bed with $12,000. Every woman needs escape money, she said. But men need it too sometimes. Take this, David. Use it to get free. Most importantly, she made me promise something. David Michael, she said, holding my hand with what strength she had left, promise me you won't die having lived half a life. You've been making yourself smaller to keep Margaret comfortable time, to let her sink and swim to shore yourself. She died on a Tuesday morning with me holding her hand. I stayed for the funeral, settled her estate, accepted condolences from people who remembered when I was a kid with big dreams. Margaret called once during those 2 weeks. Didn't ask how I was, how the funeral went, if I needed anything. Just when was I coming home because she needed help with some paperwork. I flew home on a Friday, didn't tell Margaret which flight, just wanted to get back and figure out what came next. The taxi dropped me at our house at 2 in the afternoon. Beautiful spring day, the kind that made our neighborhood look like a postcard, the kind of day when you notice things. Like my belongings scattered across the front lawn like garbage. My tools, my clothes, my father's old tackle box, my Purple Heart from Vietnam, everything just dumped out there for the neighbors to see. I stood on the sidewalk in my funeral suit, suitcase in hand, staring at 40 years of my life spread across the grass. The front door opened. Margaret walked out wearing a robe I'd never seen, followed by Dr. Kevin Torres in one of my bathrobes. Behind them, Helen Richardson, 89 years old and still standing straight as a board, smiling like Christmas morning. David, Margaret said, casual as commenting on the weather. You're back early. What is this? I managed to ask. This is overdue, Helen answered before Margaret could speak. I told my daughter 43 years ago you were a mistake, someone who would never understand our world. She's finally listening to reason. Margaret had the grace to look uncomfortable. Barely. I filed for divorce Monday. The papers are in that pile somewhere. Our post-nuptial agreement is very clear. You get your personal belongings and $75,000. That's generous, considering you never really contributed to our financial success. The world tilted. I'd been preparing for this moment for 8 years. Had evidence, lawyers, a house, money. But standing there watching Dr. Torres adjust my bathrobe while my neighbors drove by slowing down to stare, I wasn't prepared for how it would feel. But I'd made a promise to my mother. I set down my suitcase, walked to the nearest pile of clothes, found the divorce papers. Read them quick. Margaret was claiming I'd abandoned the marriage, contributed nothing financially, was entitled to basically nothing. I looked up at the 3 of them on the porch. Torres looked smug. Helen looked triumphant. Margaret looked impatient. You have 2 hours, Margaret said, checking her watch. Take what you can carry. The charity truck comes Monday for the rest. Where am I supposed to go? Helen actually laughed. Surely someone with your skills can find a trailer park somewhere. I looked at Margaret, the woman I'd loved at 25, the woman I'd built a business for, raised kids with, supported through nursing school. Did you wait until my mother died to do this? I asked quietly. Was that strategy or just convenient? Something flickered across Margaret's face. Guilt, maybe. Gone too quick to tell, David. Don't make this harder than it has to be. We both know this marriage has been dead for years. 75,000 is more than fair. Fair, the word came out sharper than I meant. 75,000 for 43 years is fair. You didn't build anything, Margaret said, her voice rising. You swing hammers for a living. You live in a nice house because of my career, my connections, my intelligence. Don't pretend you're the victim here. That's when my son Brad pulled up. My boy, 40 years old, looking like me but with his mother's eyes. He got out of his truck, stared at the scene. Dad, his voice was strangled. What the hell? Your father's moving out, Margaret said from the porch. This doesn't concern you. Doesn't concern me. Dad's stuff is all over the lawn like garbage. Your mother will be fine, Helen said sharply. Don't let him manipulate you with dramatics. I could see the war on Brad's face. He'd watched this dynamic his whole life, caught between us. It's okay, son, I said quietly. I'll be fine. Where will you go? He asked. I have arrangements. Margaret laughed from the porch. Arrangements? David, you don't have anything. No money, no prospects, no plan. Let's be realistic here. I finished loading what I could into garbage bags, called a taxi. While I waited, I stood in that perfect lawn surrounded by the wreckage of my life and felt something I hadn't expected, relief. The cage door was open. Margaret had opened it herself, thinking, I had nowhere to fly. She was wrong. The taxi pulled up, young driver, looked at the scene with wide eyes. You okay, sir? I will be. As I loaded my bags, Margaret called from the porch. David, where are you going? I looked back at her one last time. This woman who thought she'd thrown me away. This woman who had no idea what was coming. I'm going home, I said. Then I left my golden cage forever. The taxi driver was quiet during the 25-mile drive to Oakwood. When we pulled up to my house on Maple Street, he helped me with my bags. This is a nice place, he said. Looking at the little craftsman house with the neat yard and workshop garage. Thank you, I said. It's mine, actually mine. The words felt good. That night I called Rebecca Martinez, the family law attorney I'd hired 6 months earlier. Hispanic lady, tough as nails, specialized in elder financial abuse. David, she answered immediately. Where are you? Are you safe? I'm home. My real home. Good. Don't go back to the other house. Don't answer Margaret's calls. Monday morning, 9 a.m. my office. We're filing emergency motions to freeze all assets and contest that fake post-nuptial agreement. How do you know it's fake? Because you told me 8 months ago you never signed one. Margaret just created it, backdated it, and forged your signature. We can prove it. Monday morning came fast. Rebecca had assembled a team herself, Nicole Foster, the private investigator, and a forensic accountant named Robert Anderson. Let's start with what we know, Rebecca said, spreading documents across her conference table. Margaret filed claiming you contributed nothing and deserve $75,000 total. Robert Anderson opened his laptop. Based on your documentation, David, I've traced these assets. Primary residence valued at $2.8 million. Highland Medical Holdings LLC owns 3 commercial properties worth approximately $8.2 million total. Offshore accounts in Cayman Islands showing $3.6 million. Various investment accounts and liquid assets, approximately $2.1 million. Total marital assets, approximately $16.7 million. Margaret disclosed $2.4 million in her filing. The number hung in the air. $16.7 million. I'd known Margaret was hiding money, but this... She's hidden over $14 million, I said. Not just hidden, Nicole added. Stolen. The Medicare billing fraud we documented shows systematic overbilling for 12 years. Conservative estimate, $2.8 million in fraudulent claims. Rebecca leaned forward. David, this is financial abuse on a massive scale. In this state, you're entitled to 50% of marital assets, $8.35 million, not $75,000. But here's the question. Do you want to just win the divorce or do you want justice? What's the difference? Winning the divorce means exposing the hidden assets and getting your legal share. Justice means reporting the Medicare fraud to federal authorities. That's criminal prosecution, possible prison time, loss of medical licenses. I thought about all the patients who'd been billed for procedures they never received. People on fixed incomes whose Medicare benefits were being stolen. File everything, I said. The divorce and the criminal reports, all of it. The emergency hearing was Friday morning. I showed up in my best suit, not expensive, but clean and pressed. Margaret was there with her lawyer, some slick guy in a $2,000 suit. Helen sat behind them, perfectly coiffed as always. When Margaret saw me, really saw me, something flickered across her face. This wasn't the broken man she'd expected. The judge was Ronald Martinez, no relation to my lawyer. Hispanic guy in his late 50s with sharp eyes and zero patience for bullshit. Margaret's lawyer went first, all smooth confidence about how I was trying to delay proceedings, how generous the $75,000 offer was. Counselor, Judge Martinez interrupted. Your client disclosed $2.4 million in assets. Mrs. Harrison's forensic accountant documented over $16 million. Care to explain that discrepancy? The lawyer faltered. Your Honor, those are alleged assets, unverified. They're verified, Rebecca said, standing. Property deeds, bank statements, tax documents, all entered as exhibits. Judge Martinez looked at Margaret. Mrs. Harrison, did you purchase commercial properties through Highland Medical Holdings during your marriage? Margaret shifted. Those were investments. Investments made with marital income, correct? Did you disclose them in your divorce filing? Silence, Mrs. Harrison. I asked you a question. No, Your Honor. So you were hiding assets from your husband and this court. The gavel came down hard. I'm freezing all accounts pending full disclosure. I'm appointing a special master to investigate. And Mrs. Harrison, if I find you've been systematically defrauding this court, you'll face consequences beyond divorce proceedings. As we left the courthouse, I heard Margaret hiss at her lawyer. How did he know? How did he find all this? I didn't look back, but I smiled. 43 years of being called stupid, and she still had no idea how smart I actually was. The federal investigation moved fast. FBI agents interviewed me for 8 hours over 2 days, went through every document, every photo, every piece of evidence I'd collected. Mr. Harrison, the lead agent, said, "This is one of the most thorough documentation jobs we've ever seen from a civilian. You could teach classes on evidence collection." Word spread through town like wildfire. Dr. Torres suspended from the hospital. Margaret arrested on federal charges. Helen's assets frozen. The perfect medical couple exposed as common criminals. Brad called me the night the news broke. Dad, I'm sorry. I'm so damn sorry I didn't see it. All those years I watched her treat you like you were nothing, and I told myself it wasn't my place to interfere. Son, you were caught between your parents. That's not your fault. I want to help whatever you need. I'll testify. I'll do whatever it takes. Nancy took longer to come around, but eventually she called too. Turned out she'd seen Margaret wearing jewelry Margaret claimed was stolen. Jewelry I'd supposedly never bought her. The trial was 6 months later. 47 counts of Medicare fraud. Margaret and Dr. Torres both got 6 years federal prison. Helen got house arrest and ankle monitoring. All assets seized for victim restitution. The divorce settlement was finalized the same week. Judge Martinez awarded me $11.2 million, minus 65% of marital assets instead of the usual 50%, as punishment for Margaret's fraud. Mr. Harrison, the judge said at the final hearing, in 30 years on this bench, I've seen too many people like you, capable individuals systematically dismissed by their partners. You've shown that being underestimated can be the ultimate advantage when you finally stand up for yourself. Today I'm 71 years old. I live in my house in Oakwood. Got a workshop that's the envy of every contractor in the county. Started the Harrison Foundation, helps working-class folks escape financial abuse. We've helped 284 people so far. Brad designed our offices. Nancy runs our marketing. They come for Sunday dinner every week, bring the grandkids. We talk about everything we should have talked about years ago. Margaret writes me from federal prison. 1 letter a month. I don't answer, but I read them. Watched her evolution through words on paper, from anger to bargaining to what might be actual remorse. I never saw how smart you were, she wrote last month. I spent 43 years looking down on the best man I ever knew. Too little, too late. But it's something. People ask me if I regret those 43 years. Here's what I tell them. I don't think of them as lost years, I think of them as preparation. Every skill I learned running construction crews helped me manage the foundation. Every year of being dismissed taught me to value the dismissed. Every moment of being invisible taught me to see the invisible. At 68, I learned it's never too late to become who you're supposed to be. That quiet planning beats loud revenge every time. That the greatest victory isn't destroying your enemies. It's building a life so good they become irrelevant. My name is David Harrison. I'm 71 years old. For 43 years, I lived in a beautiful prison. For 3 years, I've been free. The door was always unlocked. I just had to be smart enough to plan my escape. If you're living in your own golden cage, here's what I want you to know. You're not too old. You're not too weak. You're not too far gone at 50, at 60, at 70. You're exactly the right age to start over. The world doesn't need another young man with something to prove. It needs experienced men who know their worth and won't settle for less. Document everything. Trust your instincts. Plan your move. The system works when you work it right.